Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, get ready for the coldest air of the winter so far. Wind chills tonight in some areas could go below zero. That's why it is still a severe weather alert day. Meteorologist Paige Noel joins us first with more on this cold snap. Paige?
Yeah, Steve, those wind chills tonight are going to be brutal. We've already seen temperatures dropping tremendously throughout the day. You can see that here over the past 24 hours. We are about 30 degrees colder, 28 degrees colder in London and 26 down into Harlan. So that cold air is here and it's definitely here to stay. Temperatures are into those low to mid 20s across eastern Kentucky, and those are going to continue to fall as we head into the overnight hours as another cold front starts to make its way here as well. We dealt with a little bit of snow this morning. You can see that here on satellite and radar, but now we're dealing with maybe a little bit more flurries. We're starting to see those clouds break up as well, but we're going to see them increase once again as we head into tomorrow. But if we look at Interstate 64 on Moorhead, you can see most of the snow has melted there. They saw a little bit this morning. Even looking at our Jenkins Cam US 119, US 23, a little bit slick this morning, but now it's looking pretty good over there. So as we head throughout the next really couple of hours, that cold front could bring in a little bit more light snow heading into tomorrow. Not expecting any widespread accumulation. Arctic blast comes in, and then wind chills for your Wednesday into your Thursday could be -5 to -15. We'll break down that full forecast in just a few minutes. Steve.
Paige, thank you. 2 organizations, 1 goal. Local Eastern Kentucky ministries team up to help the homeless community. Warm Souls for Worn Souls in Clay County wanted to make a more comfortable living area for the homeless in their warming station. Preacher Ken Boland said they were grateful for the cots they had, but wanted a better place for these folks to lay down, and that's where Chad's Hope stepped in. Boland contacted the center's wood shop and asked if they would be able to build beds for their shelter. Without hesitation, the center agreed and within 2 weeks delivered brand new beds.
And Chad's Hope's a Christ-centered drug recovery program. And they got a wood shop, and so I asked the director if they could help us with making some beds, and so in a couple weeks they put these great beds together, and they're stout and they're comfortable and they're just awesome.
Now the shelter will be open throughout the entire day during the next couple of cold days if you are in need of a warm place to stay. We are not the only ones experiencing these bitter cold temperatures. Some cities in the Midwest will be colder than Antarctica as a polar vortex sweeps through the country's midsection. Hundreds of schools, colleges, and museums across the region are closed after the governors of Michigan and Wisconsin declared states of emergency. The bitter cold weather comes after a snowstorm dumped up to 16 inches of snow from Minnesota to Michigan. The upper Midwest will face temperatures 40 degrees below normal with wind chills in the negative double digits. In Chicago, residents are expected to get hit with temperatures colder than parts of the Arctic Circle.
While the snow may be ending, the cold is just starting.
More than 1,400 flights are canceled today, with another 5,500 delayed as airports scramble to clear runways from yesterday's storm. Roger Stone entered a not guilty plea in a federal courtroom today. Stone was indicted on 7 charges in special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. CBS's Nicole Killian reports from the White House.
President Donald Trump's longtime associate Roger Stone formally entered a not guilty plea in federal court. Last week, Stone was indicted on several counts in special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. CBS News has confirmed Mueller's team could be looking at additional charges. A lawyer for Stone's former employee, Andrew Miller, says the special counsel's office has been in touch with them.
There could be a superseding indictment, or under the rules, they may need my client for evidence against other targets they may have.
Demonstrators gathered outside the courthouse in Washington, some against and others in support of Stone.
We don't need him to be part of the political discourse in the United States anymore.
I believe that Roger Stone is innocent, and I believe this is about an anti-Trump setup.
Roger Stone is the 6th person associated with President Trump to be charged in the nearly 2-year-long investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Monday, acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker told reporters the Mueller investigation investigation would be wrapping up soon. The Senate Judiciary Committee has postponed its vote for Attorney General nominee William Barr until next week. Barr has not committed to releasing the full Mueller report after the investigation ends. Roger Stone was released on personal bond and is only allowed limited travel to Florida, New York, Washington, and Virginia. A status hearing on his case is scheduled for Friday. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
Supporters of Roger Stone are planning to hold a rally at his Fort Lauderdale, Florida home later this evening. Houston, Texas police are investigating a gun battle that left 5 officers injured, including 4 who were shot. Suspects opened fire yesterday when police tried to serve a drug-related warrant. Police shot and killed 2 suspects. A barrage of gunfire erupted around 5 p.m. when undercover narcotics officers attempted a raid on a southeast Houston home. The Houston police chief says one of the officers had been shot in the line of duty before.
This guy, he's 54, and here he is, not retired, but actually being the case agent. That officer, who's actually the officer that breached the door.
According to the FBI, the number of law enforcement deaths by weapons has increased and is expected to climb. 43 officers were killed in the line of duty in 2017 compared to 53 last year. In the last 5 years, 804 on-duty officers were killed. 2 officers who were shot in the neck are out of surgery and are in critical condition. 1 officer was released from the hospital and 2 others who were wounded are in good condition. More than a year after the mass shooting in Las Vegas, investigators still do not have a motive. A gunman opened fire from the 32nd floor of a hotel onto people at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival on October 1st, 2017. 58 people were killed and nearly 500 more injured. The FBI has wrapped up its investigation into the shooting. The agency said in a report there is no single clear motivating factor. Investigators found the shooter who killed himself was seeking fame from the attack. A permanent remembrance wall for the victims was installed at the Las Vegas Healing Garden last year. Former U.S. Senator Jeff Flake says he is not running for president in 2020, but Flake says he hopes there are challengers to President Donald Trump in the Republican primary. The Arizona politician was openly critical of the president while serving in the Senate and blasted him during his retirement speech in 2017. He also made headlines for blocking a confirmation vote on Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh before the FBI could investigate sexual misconduct claims against him. During this morning's appearance on CBS This Morning, Flake said it would be very difficult for someone to challenge the president as an independent candidate. He did not comment on if that is something he would consider. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Tuesday afternoon. The Dow closes up today more than 51 points. Well, despite very little snow this morning, several schools were closed today. A principal and vice principal in Pike County even made a video to tell their students to stay home. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher has more.
These hallways are pretty quiet for a Tuesday morning. Pike County school administrators declared today an NTI day. Now, many parents are asking why after looking outside.
The weather was going to move in through eastern Kentucky around the time our buses would actually be on the roads, and it was just very scary for us.
Pike County School Superintendent Reed Atkins says their school buses travel more than 10,000 miles each day.
A lot of people don't realize Pike County is the biggest county east of the Mississippi.
Which is why he made the decision to call school off for today.
They're non-traditional instructional days, and as most people well know, when you go to college, you actually take a lot of online classes.
The principal and vice principal of Belfry Elementary sent out a video telling students about the snow day.
We got good news we want to say. Today will be a snow day. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
Rhonda Krieger and Jill Maynard say they wanted to motivate the students.
We like to put a little twist and a spin on it and bring smiles to everybody's faces and get them all pumped up about doing their NTI day packets.
After 3 takes and 15 minutes of songwriting, they posted this video Tuesday morning.
So we just want them to be excited about doing that and not ignore the work that's sent home.
Administrators say it's better to be safe than sorry. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Later at 5:30, we'll have more from those singing and dancing administrators. Straight ahead here on First at 4, Washington State has declared a public health emergency because of a growing measles outbreak. One county alone had 35 cases.
And another front will move into the mountains tomorrow, bringing in even colder air. We'll break down that full forecast next.